So I just created a video kind of converting a link to DB script experiment to a .NET console app, and I decided I would keep going. And um, kind of what I want to do is, upload this to GitHub and show you my process for doing that. Um, so kind of one of the first things I imagine is wanting to create a just a README file. So Visual Studio Code is kind of interesting because it has this command line thing, and you can do interesting things with it. I don't actually know if this command will work, but I want to try code and readme.md. The idea being, I'm hoping that Visual Studio Code will just create this file and then open it. So we'll see. Hey, look, it did. Hey, cool. So yeah, so this is what I'm calling what link to DB to console app, which right now is, the folder it's in is called link to DB example, as is the CS proj file. So maybe I'll stick with that. I don't know. So, but anyway, whatever. The video is going to be called link to DB to console. Normally I name my projects or solutions and my README. I give them the same thing, but yeah, whatever. We'll figure that out later. So yeah, what I want to do is basically have a README file when I push this up to GitHub, where people can immediately have an idea of what's going on and why they might be interested in it. So I might, provide, an example. And I actually, so you don't have to watch me type, I'm just going to copy the text if I have it. Oh, I already closed it. So yeah, here we go. I started uploading the YouTube video. This is the text from that. So converting a link to DB experiment, the starting link pad to a .NET console application using a mixture of command line. So that's kind of it. Once yeah, so we'll just do that. In VS Code, if you haven't used it, it has a markdown preview, which is kind of nice. Not always necessary because markdown is pretty straightforward once you get used to it. You don't really have to imagine much. But yeah, so a little bit of overhead, kind of a prerequisite thing. So we'll do let's see, get started. I always look for getting started, and that's just super important to me. Every good library I use has a getting started page, or some documentation called getting started. So that's kind of the key word I clue into when I'm trying to learn a new thing. So I've started using the same terminology, getting started, or if I might be one, getting started developing or something like that. But since this is just about development, I'm just going to call it getting started. So install SQL Server Express. Maybe, so let's see, SQL Server Express download. So I just want to link to it. Ooh, SQL Server downloads. Kind of do they hide Express? Here's Express. Ooh, I don't know that I like that. I kind of like this. Yeah, this feels more direct with less surprises. Why is it 2019? 2022 should definitely be out. I don't like that. don't like that. SQL Server downloads. Yeah, 2022. Never mind. I'm going to do here. So anyway, install SQL Server Express. This should stay, I hope, evergreen. You know, it'll get you maybe I'll change this. So, and we'll preview it from here. Yeah, blah. Install. I don't need to say download and install. So install SQL Server Express. That's a prerequisite, and that's because in my program, I literally assume you have SQL Server Express installed. I want you to create a database named, and it assumes that there's a database named Northwind. Named Northwind. I'm going to use ticks just because it highlights nicely. You could also just use quotes, but I abuse the markdown syntax and use like code for highlighting, which is, you know, wrong. There's other ways, of course. You could do like you know, strong or whatever, but I'm gonna go with that for the moment. And then there's actually a Northwind script, and I was thinking about including it in the file, but I think what's better is just to link to where you can get the Northwind sample from for SQL Server. So it's over here. And download, and I'm going to tell you that it's this one. This is the one. So, yeah. Create a database named Northwind. And I'm going to use backticks again. I guess that's okay. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I'm being very specific in my link, so I think I might just do apply the so I guess, and then right, what, clone this repo. Oh, you know, something else is like just the assumption that .NET is installed. Yeah. This works. This used to work. Are you serious? Did I lose internet? Is that what happened? Now would be a wonderful time for internet to just, you know, go away. Here's my git bootstrap is the internet upstream check, which is funny because I don't use bootstrap anymore, but it at some point in the past became it. Maybe it should be like never SSL just because. What did you guys do? You guys got rid of .NET? This was such a great shortcut. And by you guys, I mean Microsoft. Okay, it's back. Anyway, you want to download the .NET SDK from here. So I'm just going to do install .1. Right, and I'm just going to do the same thing. And then clone this repo, cd, and cd into it. run and then I'll do like open JSON. Yeah, sure. Which could be like literally run code bra.json if you have Visual Studio Code installed. Maybe I should say, I mean, technically you don't have to have Visual Studio Code installed, so I'm just going to say open bra.json. So there you go. And that's kind of it. So you do have to have SQL Server Express installed, which is kind of, that's like 300 megabytes. And that's kind of a bummer. But then you create the Northwind database, you apply it, apply the Northwind database. I'm going to do apply the Northwind database script, and I'll just keep going with from here. From here, and there we go, from here. Should I be consistent with my periods? I guess. No, I went the wrong direction. No periods. So, and that's kind of it. Open bra.json file. Edit. So, or use, which by the way, .NET Watch is pretty cool. So, links to DB2 console. That's kind of it. So yeah, that should work. So just, let's pretend, I installed SQL Server Express, create the database named Northwind, apply the Northwind script to the database, which, how do you do that? So many assumptions. Like, I assume you have like SQL Server Management Studio installed or something, and you know how to do that. And I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I mean, one thought is like I could literally, have it run that script here, which would be fine. I mean, you could literally run it using the data concepts. Anyway, if you're interested in this sort of video, I'm sure you know how to run a SQL Server script. And if you don't, I guess leave a comment in the comments and, let me know if you're actually interested in learning how to run that script. So, yeah, there you go. I'm going to call that good. Thanks.